Welcome. In Lesson 13, Planning, we describe the fourth and final process in motivational interviewing. I'm your instructor, Nicholas Cohen. We've described so far in this third section applying MI, engaging, focusing, and evoking. We now turn to the fourth process, planning. In planning, the goals are first to see if the person has decided to change, wants to change, and then if they have, to help them develop a plan. The first step then is testing the waters. The person has articulated why change is important and reasons why they are confident they'd be successful if they did decide to change. What you can do here is offer them a summary of your evoking process with them, bringing together their change talk, the importance they had for the change, and their confidence they had they'd be successful. And then asking, given all that you've said about cutting back on donuts, what do you think you'll do? If they say they do want to change, you can proceed to planning. I look at MI as a way to get to the planning process, as a bridge to planning. From practicing MI with people who want to quit smoking, lose weight, take their medications, and for the management of chronic health conditions, I've come to appreciate that planning often relies on strategies and treatments outside of MI. For helping Homer with his desire to cut back on donuts, for example, I might suggest behavioral approaches like self-monitoring, recognizing stimuli that cause him to eat, and relying on social support. There are two concepts that remain very helpful even when I'm using other strategies in the planning process. One is the spirit of MI. I take from the spirit of MI a way of being with someone as we work together. I acknowledge first that the person has a lot of expertise, knows what ideas might work for them, probably has already made attempts to change in the past, and much of what I'll do is find out what ideas they have for going about the change. That's evocation, one of the four aspects of the spirit of MI. I'll also seek to shine a light on progress they make, often reframing what they consider failure as attempts at success and progress towards a plan that will work. I also remember to acknowledge autonomy, that the decision to change is always up to them. These two concepts are comprised in the aspect of the spirit of MI known as acceptance. For my own part, I'll prepare professionally by knowing what has worked for others, what strategies are known to be effective, and I'll offer that information when appropriate. Acknowledging the person's expertise and offering my own expertise is what's meant by partnership. Besides the spirit of MI, which infuses the planning process and all the processes of MI, is the concept that I often rely on in the planning phase of the Elicit-Provide-Elicit format for exchanging information and offering advice. If I do have information or advice, I'll make sure I first know what they already know and ask permission to offer information or advice. That's the first elicit. I'll give information in short chunks using everyday language. That's provide. And then I'll check back with them to find out what they think of the information given. That's the second elicit. These four processes of MI, engaging, focusing, evoking, and planning, will help guide skillful practice. In the next lesson, I'll offer a summary of our training.